The new Shadow machine that replaces the old boost tier is here, Neo. And to get a glimpse on whether this newly upgraded tier is for you, we are first testing how well it plays on Fortnite. Is Shadow Neo for you? Well, let's find out. Now for those who don't know, Shadow is your own Windows PC in the cloud, in which you can install just about anything. Shadow has two gaming tiers, which now include the Neo and Power tiers. Power has the more powerful GPU, but brand new Neo has the latest hardware. The Power tier is also a bit more expensive. How comparable are they with Fortnite? Well, my findings are quite interesting here, so let's see what Neo can do first. So I always like to test at 4K first. I set my settings to medium settings with TSR on high and super resolution on performance. Now be aware that Shadow can only stream at 60 FPS when at 4K resolution. The Neo machine actually hits 60 or a bit higher with these optimal settings that I have set. My problem with Neo or even the Power upgrade is that Shadow just really isn't capable of being a solid 4K tier. Now if you activate the streaming stats, if you don't know how to do this, I have a video on how to do this here. You'll notice that even though Shadow can hit over 60 FPS in-game, it usually has a hard time encoding all of them, especially if it's a newer game. Fortnite is a different story though. Shadow encoded 60 FPS most of the time. The Power upgrade performed pretty similarly at 4K as well. It might have had a little bit more FPS at very similar graphic settings, but overall, the experience is the same even if the Power upgrade hits a higher FPS. Why have a higher tier when you can only max out at 60 either way? I also get less smooth streaming at 4K. I don't know why. Now Shadow promotes the Neo tier at 1080p and 1440p, which is a lot more practical for Shadow, especially for the Neo tier. So with Neo at the same graphic settings, just at 1440p, the Shadow app is able to run 144 FPS as set in the app settings. 1440p is a much better setting for Shadow. Neo can often hit into the hundreds. But most importantly, the Shadow encoder gives you the frames you're looking for. Maybe not all of them, but they're well above 60, and it's enough to get a win, or even two. The Power upgrade performs about the same. Now I've been able to get a bit more frames than Neo, but not as much as you may think. Is it worth the extra price for the Power upgrade? That's really your choice, but for Fortnite, I don't see the upgrade as an overwhelmingly powerful option. Both do their job almost as well as the other. Even at 1080p, the results were pretty similar. Neo might have the more powerful CPU, but both still lack processing power overall to really push frames higher than 120 on a regular basis. You might have more luck lowering the settings completely. The one thing though that I have to warn you about is that I received the VPN/cheating message after several matches on both tiers. I thought Shadow fixed this, but I got this message on both machines. So if you do as well, make sure you contact Shadow support so they're notified. But other than that, both Shadow tiers play Fortnite pretty well, but I would stick with 1440p or lower, especially if you have a monitor with a high refresh rate. You'll be thanking me later with your own victory crown. Also, for those wondering if you're close enough for Shadow, I will put the links to the latency test in the description along with the sign-up link. And if you like this overview of Fortnite on both tiers of Shadow, including the new Neo tier, give us a like. Also, make sure to join as a member of the channel or join our Patreon and our Discord, the links below. And above all else, make sure to subscribe to keep it locked right here at the only place we do battle in gaming heaven, Cloud Gaming Battle.